Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a house in the desert style. Just for clarification, this is not a block for block tutorial. I don't feel like they help your building skills that much, but you are always welcome to pause or slow down the video if you feel like it. To begin, we're going to want to start by planning out the shape of the house. This can be as simple as drawing a few rectangles on the ground. One thing to keep in mind is that you should try and keep the length of the walls an odd number. This will make it so that you'll have a one block center on each of the walls, and it'll make it easier to decorate later. When you're building the walls up, you should try and add a variety of heights. This will make the whole build look more interesting, and it'll also break apart the normally flat roof. One thing to mention is if you're planning out a house to put in your survival world, you might want to do this step in creative. It's likely to save you a fair bit of time. Now we need to fill in the actual walls. For the main block, we're going to be using smooth sandstone, and for decorations and framing, I'm going to be using jungle wood. If you're doing this in survival and you don't have access to jungle wood, I found that oak and spruce tend to work well also. One thing I like to do when I'm learning a new style is I like to make a separate test wall to help me practice the style before I work on the actual build. On the corner of the wall, we're going to be adding a pillar of stripped jungle wood. And then next to that, we're going to be adding a line of desert walls. Behind the sandstone walls, we're going to be replacing the smooth sandstone with raw sandstone. On the bottom of the wall, I'm going to add some jungle stairs for a foundation. And if I have room, I'm going to add some farmland with wheat on it for decoration. For the main section of the wall, I'm going to decorate it using fenced windows with a little overhang made out of jungle trapdoors. Near the roof, I'm going to add an alternating pattern of sandstone full blocks and sandstone stairs. Then on top of that, I'm going to add the inverse of that pattern. So where I put a full block, I'm going to put a stair, and where I put a stair, I'm going to put a full block. Just make sure the whole thing's symmetrical and you should be fine. Now all we have to do is add the finishing touches. So all you have to do is add lanterns and flower pots wherever you see fit. And you can also add buttons along the walls. On the sandstone walls, you can add birch buttons, and on the jungle pillars, you can add jungle buttons. Now all you have to do is replicate this on every wall until you've gone around the whole build. Next, we have to move on to the interior. The interior is always the hardest part in any build, so just try and keep the rooms small because they're always easier to decorate that way. The rooms I used were a crafting room, a storage room, enchanting room, and a brewing room. I like to use the crafting blocks a lot while I'm decorating because you're going to have to put them in your base anyways, so might as well make them look good. Another thing I do is I use a lot of bookshelves, just because I think they fit the style, and it also helps to blend in the enchanting room, so that it's not the only place that has bookshelves. Another thing to keep in mind is to make sure to remember to add lanterns. It's never good to have one spot darker than the others, and you also don't want any monsters spawning in your base anyways. The next part I'm going to move on to is the roof. Many desert houses have large flat roofs, so I like to use that area as a balcony instead of just having it as a flat roof. I decided to decorate these balconies with flower pots and gardening areas, just to give a bit of extra food other than the wheat we already have on the walls, and to add a bit of color to the base, other than just the regular sand colors. Well, I hope this video helps y'all out. In my opinion, the desert is an extremely underrated biome, and I think more people should be building in it. But that's all the time I have for today. See ya!